Welcome to the virtual award ceremony for the 2020 Robogals Science Challenge. I am Stella the mascot. If you're watching this live, please feel free to interact in the chat with the other science challenges. Now, I'll pass it on to the science challenge team to begin the ceremony.
Hi, my name is Ruan and I'm part of the Science Challenge team. Before we get started, I would like to begin by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the many lands on which we are meeting today. I pay my respects to their elders, past and present, and I extend that respect to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people joining us today. Before we continue, let's hear from Morgan Marshall, CEO of Robogals Global.
Hello everybody, my name is Morgan Marshall and I'm the CEO of Robogals Global. For anyone that doesn't know, Robogals is a global not-for-profit organisation that aims to inspire, engage and empower young girls and gender diverse students into engineering and related fields. I consider myself very lucky to be able to lead such a wonderful organisation and spread the joy of engineering and STEM every day. Each year, the Robogals Science Challenge promotes innovation and exploration through a series of hands-on projects designed to allow students to discover and explore the wonder of STEM. So I welcome everybody watching today to the Robogals Science Challenge virtual awards ceremony to celebrate our magnificent young scholars and their contributions to the scientific community. Although this year some changes have of course been required in the running of the competition due to the COVID-19 pandemic, I am so proud of how our Science Challenge team and students alike have been able to adapt and rise to the occasion. Despite any difficulties, it has been a huge year for the Science Challenge with over 140 registrations into the competition across all the age groups. So specifically to our young scholars, you have shown true resilience and an unquenchable thirst to learn this year, which are both things to be truly admired and treasured. Never stop asking questions about the world around you and keep testing those hypotheses. You never know what else you might discover. I would also like to take a moment to acknowledge all the parents, guardians and mentors that have supported your children and students and their learning in a year where just getting to the end of the day in one piece has been an achievement. Nurturing their natural curiosity is an incredibly powerful gift you are giving, and that should never be taken lightly. This year is special for another reason too. It's the first time we've opened the Robogals Science Challenge to participants outside of Australia. We're thrilled to be able to expand this way, and we wholeheartedly welcome you all to the Science Challenge. The challenges themselves saw participants explore a variety of STEM disciplines this year, from environmental engineering to mathematics. In our minor challenges, we saw students learn to code mazes, investigate the fundamental properties of physics and structural engineering, and denature proteins. In fact, the entries submitted to the minor challenge spanned across 10 different STEM disciplines. The major challenges, though, are where the creativity and passion of the students was really able to shine through. Major challenges require students to explore one concept and design and carry out their own research project and document it all through a video that they submit to the Science Challenge. I'm not going to go into too much detail about the incredible projects that were submitted this year, as our judging panel are about to do just that. But I will say that every single one of you that submitted a major project should be incredibly proud of yourselves. Not only have you displayed a real knack for thinking scientifically, question, guess, and test, but each of you has contributed new information to the world's scientific knowledge with your discoveries. We were blown away by all the entries, major and minor challenges alike, that we received this year, and I would like to commend all the participants for their hard work and creativity. So with that, I'd like to reiterate my heartfelt thanks to the Science Challenge team for all your hard work and dedication over the year, to the students that entered the competition, and to the parents, guardians and mentors for your unwavering support for your students. Welcome again, good luck, and enjoy the ceremony.
Thank you, Morgan. Before we announce the winners of the junior, intermediate and senior categories, I would like to introduce our judges. Joining Morgan Marshall on the judging panel, we have Michelle Howie from Telstra, Nina Nguyen and Linda McCulloch from KPMG, and Yige Chow from Honeywell. We extend our gratitude for their time and effort in supporting young talent within STEM. We've invited some of our judges to provide us with a bit of background on what they do. First, let's hear from Michelle.
Hello there, I'm Michelle and I'm the developer advocate for Telstra Dev, Telstra's IoT marketplace. I'm so excited to have been invited as a judge for this year's Science Challenge with Robogals. Thank you so much for having me. I want to tell you a little bit about my work and what I do as a developer advocate and about the company that I work for. So here at Telstra Dev, we are exposing Telstra's century of investment in mobile networks via APIs so that developers can actually create amazing products with the mobile network that we have. So we do that by exposing the network services with APIs and also through mobile connectivity with our narrowband IoT network. And we see some amazing applications of IoT, like in smart farms, in smart cities, and in everything where you can connect something to the internet, especially in rural and regional areas where we have really great coverage there. So as a developer advocate, my role is to make developers successful with Telstra's technologies. So I guess I'm the bridge between the company and the developer community, which is great. I love working with the community and meeting new people every day. So I work on a lot of things, including customer support, where I have to use my developer and engineering skills. I work on product strategy as well, so some business things. I also manage our developer social media channels. I also write blogs and record video tutorials, among many other things. I also have the great opportunity to present at virtual events like hackathons and webinars and meetups where I get to meet other awesome developer advocates from other companies as well. And all the things I do are to make sure that our customers and developers can succeed building the apps that they need that utilize the mobile network. So that's really exciting for me to help others be successful and make our developer products the best they can be. So as an extrovert and someone who loves talking and writing, this is a great position for me because I get to use my engineering degree and my interest in technology, as well as the strengths and passions that I have for learning and teaching new things and meeting new people and talking all day. It's great. I love it. So technology and engineering are increasingly going to be part of everyone's everyday life and the future that we're building together. So that means we need all kinds of people with diverse passions and interests and skills building that technology future so that it really becomes an inclusive place for everyone. So I'm really excited to see some amazing submissions to this 2020 Science Challenge. It gives me faith that there's going to be other people that have different diverse skills contributing to the world of engineering and technology.
Thank you, Michelle. Next, we have Nina talking about the work that she does.
Hi everyone, I'm Nina. I'm a graduate at KPMG. So I sit under the technology implementation practice, particularly in the workday practice. So what my job entails on a day-to-day basis, if I'm on a project, I work with our team and also with the client to implement the workday solution, basically in a nutshell. What I enjoy the most about my role is that I love helping clients succeed and in addition, just help them through their transformation journey.
Thank you, Nina. Last but not least, over to Linda to discuss more about her field.
Hi everyone, my name is Linda McCulloch and I am a manager in the technology implementation team at KPMG Australia, which is one of the big four companies that specialises in audit, tax and consulting services. I sit in the consulting side of the business in a team called Technology Implementation, where I typically work on large-scale transformation projects, implementing technology solutions to improve the efficiencies of my client. My typical role involves me working between the customer, my client, and understanding exactly what their requirements are for a new technology solution, and a development team who will then go and develop a solution based on those client requirements. My job involves a lot of critical thinking and analysis of current systems and processes, and then a lot of stakeholder management and engagement. One of the things I really enjoy about my job is that no two client problems are ever the same. So I never get bored with developing solutions to help them. I also get to work with a large range of clients across the private and public sectors. And I really get to learn and understand what their business does and how it operates, which really feeds my curious nature.
We would also like to extend a special thank you to KPMG, without whom this year's competition would not have been possible. We are additionally grateful for their support and contribution to our judging panel. First up, we will begin with the Junior Australian Division. The finalists are Alyssa and her project Kaya the Jokibot.
Hi, my name is Kaya. What's your name?
My name's Alyssa.
That's a nice name. I'm so excited to talk to you. Are you? I love pizza.
Kaya tells jokes and talks so people...
Josephine with her project How Do Lungs Work in the Human Body.
This is my mother. This big balloon inside is the lung. This spotty and dotty balloon here is the diaphragm. I will show you how it works. Like this.
Over to Michelle to announce the winners.
So I really enjoyed judging all of the entries to this year's science challenge. There were so many creative young girls exploring topics that they're obviously very interested in, which is what I love to see. I actually learned something new from every entry as well, so well done there. I hope you guys continue with that curiosity and can share it with everyone you meet. So for the Junior Australia division, I'll talk about the two entrants, Alyssa and Josephine. So for Alyssa Cox, she entered Kaya the Jokibot, and I found that Alyssa was a very confident and clear speaker, and it was evident that she was really excited about the topic she was talking about. That's always important when you're explaining STEM things to other people. I really liked the way that she had an hypothesis that she'd found in international research and then went about validating that and trying to prove it. And she also added in a business aspect as well, making that robot more accessible to everyday people, but at a lower price point. So I loved how you brought in that as well. There was a great consideration there of understanding psychology, which is an interesting science subject as well, and using that psychology to make products better for our well-being. So it's always good to make products that are better for us. It was really nice to see you use things around the house. It's very resourceful and sustainable to build your prototype. And I'd really like to see more about how the Jokibot actually works with some more demonstrations next time. So the next entrant was Josephine Ho, and her submission was, how does the lung work in human body? So for me, Josephine seemed like a professional scientist. Her way of presenting was also very confident, and I can imagine that she would also encourage others to take an interest in her research. So that's really important because no matter how good your scientific research is and how good your results are, if no one wants to listen, then it's never going to make an impact. So well done there, Josephine, for making me interested. I would love to hear more about what inspired your research. Lungs is a very specific topic, so maybe there was something there that really interested you. But overall, it was a fantastic working model and you both should be very proud. So it is now my pleasure to announce the second place winner of the 2020 Science Challenge in the Junior Australia category. For her project, How Does Lung Work in Human Body? Josephine Ho. Well done, Josephine. Congratulations on winning second place in this year's challenge. And so that leaves the Junior Australia winner of the 2020 Science Challenge for her Kaya the Jokibot project, Alyssa Cox. Well done, Alyssa, and well done to Josephine as well. And for all of the other entrants of the 2020 Science Challenge in the other ages and country categories, you've shown great courage, creativity, and STEM potential. And I wish you guys all the best in your future for bigger and broader science challenges. This is a great starting point for you. And I'm really encouraged, and I'm really sure that these science challenges you guys take on in your life will really shape the world that we are living in. So make sure you start by reflecting on the problem that you're solving, putting all your passion and energy into things you love, and that's going to be better for everyone in the end. So thank you. Thanks for having me. Thanks for having Telstra Dev, and I'll see you guys next year.
Thank you, Michelle. Next up, we have the Intermediate Australian Division. The finalists are Anushka and her project Wireless Power Transmission Investigation with Tesla Coils.
Now is the time to test my Tesla coil. Lights, Tesla coil, action. As you can hear, the music is being modulated by the Tesla coils.
Wendy and Lucy with their project Crown, a COVID-safe robot.
This is how it moves.
My name is Crown. I am here to help you stay safe from COVID-19. Stay safe, stay home. Remember to wash your hands. Write down surfaces you touch.
Ruby with her project creating a hydraulic helmet.
Back of the helmet. When the syringe comes in, as you can see, the mouth moves down. When the syringe comes back out, as you can see, the mouth moves back up. After a lot of hard work and a few leaks, I've finally finished my hydraulic helmet. Here's how it works. This is what my mouth looks like.
Over to Nina to announce the winners.
After watching all your videos, I must say I was so impressed with each and every one of the videos. Everyone put such an enormous amount of effort, and I could see from the result, and there was just so much creativity, so much thought going into each video, how the videos were laid out. I just loved watching each and every one of them. I wanted to provide some feedback for the videos that were submitted. So first off with Wendy and Lucy with the COVID robot idea, great work. I loved how you thought about the current situation that we're all in and how we're dealing with COVID, and even if we're going to COVID normal involves hand sanitizer, masks, social distancing, etc. So I loved how you took that into account in creating this robot and creating this idea. Keep up the creativity and keep up the good work. I loved it. With Ruby, your helmet was so well done. Your demonstration throughout the whole video was very easy to follow, and I loved the explanation of each component that went into the helmet and how much effort you took to create the helmet to begin with. I absolutely loved it. Keep up the good work and well done. And finally, Anushka, fantastic work. I love the amount of detail that went into your video and how you even showed us that how you made the model to then showing how the model worked and also explaining the details behind that. I just absolutely loved watching that. Keep up the good work. Now it's time to announce the rankings. Now, before I do, I just wanted to say it was such a privilege watching all of your videos. You guys put so much passion and effort into each and every one of the videos, and I just wanted to say to continue that passion and continue exploring the world of STEM. So, in third place is Wendy and Lucy. In second place is Ruby. And in first place is Anushka. Again, I wanted to say congratulations to all of you. You guys did such a good job and continue creating new ideas.
Thank you, Nina. Next up, we have the Intermediate International Division. The finalists are Mishika and her project Water for Life. Tala and her project, the Philippines Transition to Renewable Energy for a Sustainable 2030.
The Philippines is located in the Pacific Ring of Fire. This makes us rich in geothermal energy sources. The Philippines ranks third in the world for producing geothermal energy. In our example, we have this irrigation system where solar energy provides power to a pump to bring water from rivers and other water sources to the farmlands.
Over to Morgan to announce the winners.
Hello everybody, I'm back as a judge to give my feedback and announce the winners for the 2020 Robogals Science Challenge in the International Intermediate Division. Judging the Science Challenge entries across all the divisions has been a definite highlight of my year, so I want to thank you all for sharing your thoughts and your hard work with us. It was so much fun to watch the creative solutions and discoveries that you came up with through your videos. But even more impressive to me is the way that every single one of you explore your world, discover and decide on the specific questions that you want to ask and what problems you want to solve. This is just as important as the answers you find. Like everybody, I had a very big why phase as a toddler, and I'm proud to say that I've never grown out of it. And I hope that you don't either. It is that questioning and curiosity that will take you far in life, so don't lose it. That's the biggest thing that stood out to me about the finalists of the International Intermediate category. Both of their research projects centered around their communities and came from direct observations of the world around them, which was wonderful. Mishika, it was so powerful that your project came from a problem that you observed directly in your community that's happening at the moment, the water shortage in Auckland, and how practical your solutions were. The poem about water was a perfect way to start off your presentation. You proved that combining science and art is a really clever way to draw people in, get more people to engage with both the problem that you're addressing, the water shortage, and then your solutions. Not only did you come up with great ideas for saving water, but you tested and analysed your results so thoroughly with advantages and disadvantages for each. In science, it's important to take the research that you have done and explore how it could apply beyond your own context. And I thought you did this really well by relating the findings from your own household and then applying that to the rest of your community and then also to the global sustainable development goals. It was amazing. So overall, well done. Your research has certainly inspired me, and I hope that you continue to share it with your community in Auckland and then the rest of the world. I think it can make a big difference. Tala, I love how your project directly related to your community and that it came from observations about your country. It was great to see that the work you did was relevant to the Philippines, and it was especially interesting for me to learn about that. Like the fact that the Philippines is on the Pacific Ring of Fire, so you are the third in the world for geothermal energy. It's very interesting. That being said, as you acknowledge, renewable energy is something that affects and can help the whole world, so is relevant to everybody. So it's a good piece of research that you did. I like how many different kinds of renewable energy you discussed and that you didn't just limit yourself to one or two. And I haven't even mentioned how amazing the models that you made were. I especially loved the working hydropower model that turned on the lights. The detail and the way that all of them worked blew my mind and just made me want to jump through the computer and try them out. A huge part of science communication is working out how to make the findings interesting to your audience so that people will listen and be invested in and come on board with changing the world. And you certainly did that. And you're right, people young like you can definitely save your communities in the world with your scientific thinking skills. And I think you and Mishika already are. So with that, I would like to announce the winner of the International Intermediate Division of the 2020 Robogals Science Challenge. Our runner-up is Mishika Trawler with Water for Life, which means our winner is Tala Pagdanganan. Well done. Great job to both of you. You should both be very proud of yourselves.
Thank you, Morgan. Finally, we have the Senior Australian Division. The finalists are Lyra and her project, Why Do We Yawn?
Although I didn't get many answers for this research, I wasn't too worried because I could focus on the process rather than actually getting the answers. I did a test to see if my chickens and dog would yawn if I yawned. I suspected they may, and my hypothesis was incorrect because they all just stared at me strangely.
Arwen and Abigail with their project, Morse Code Generator. Claire with her project, Traffic Lights.
This is what the actual circuit looks like at the end. Building the circuit was by far the most difficult part. I'm sure there would have been an easier way to do it. I spent a lot of time figuring out how to get it to work, with the least amount of wires so I could make it look better at the end. I wanted to make it actually look like a traffic light when it was finished.
Over to Linda to announce the winners.
I've had the absolute honour and pleasure of reviewing the finalist entries for the Senior Australian group. I've been absolutely blown away by the calibre of the entries that I have reviewed. All of our finalists should be very proud of the work they have submitted. Let's jump into the feedback for our 3 finalists. So Arwen and Abigail, well done on building a circuit board using items that could be found around the house and using it to communicate in Morse code. Very clever and creative. You've done some really solid research into the history of Morse code, which I found very interesting, and I really liked your engineering idea of how your device could be used in a real-world scenario. Lyra, I really liked your scientific approach to answering the question, why do we yawn? Outlining your hypothesis and talking us through how you were or weren't able to prove each hypothesis statement was very well done. Your submission has stuck with me, as I do find myself thinking about your study whenever my dog yawns. And Claire, I found your science project to be very interesting and creative. You presented the different components of your project very well, and I appreciate the use of diagrams to help with my understandings of the circuit. The idea that you selected was very complex, and you did a great job articulating the science and engineering components of your project. It's really exciting to see how passionate you are about coding, and I really do hope you keep up that enthusiasm for coding in the future. All right, so now to announce the winner. In third place, we have Lyra Telfer. In second place, we have Arwin and Abigail. And in first place, we have Claire Butcher. Well done to all of our finalists, and a big congratulations to Claire. I really do hope you all continue to remain curious about all things STEM, and I'm sure that we'll be seeing great things from all four of you in the future. Well done.
Thank you everyone for watching today's awards ceremony, and congratulations to all of our finalists. The competition was made possible thanks to students like you and their parents, teachers and mentors who guided our participants through the minor and major challenge stages. We were very impressed with the standard of entries we received this year, and we look forward to seeing you in next year's Science Challenge. Thank you.